Council were aware of lake edge erosion issues for the last 15 or more years. You know, there's been hundreds of kilometres of lake edge being lost due to this problem. When the millennium drought last hit this area and the water receded, it was during that time that we had observed that these reeds were able to grow, and then when the water did come back, that's where these reeds were growing and had established. They therefore created that barrier to reduce that wave energy. And through that observation, we thought, well, this needs to happen to protect the lake edge. So Coorong Council has been looking at ways to fund this kind of work, and also to engage with locals and to build the capacity of locals to be able to undertake this work themselves.
This is a cropping and livestock property that has about 6 kilometres of lake shore frontage, which is exposed to the prevailing winds. Because the waves are so powerful during windy weather, or the lake bank breaks off into the water and dissolves, and the area of available land is reduced quite a bit. Our titles extend quite a few 100 metres out into the water, so which suggests that's where the original shoreline used to be. We estimate we've got 300 acres that is actually underwater on our titles. The last thing we want to do is lose more land that we've already got. So by establishing reeds along the lake shore, once the reeds grow, they take this energy out of the waves, preventing lakeshore erosion. Where the reeds have been established in the past, it's quite dramatic where the effect that it has. And on a rough day, it can be on the windward side of the reeds where it's exposed. It's extremely rough, and inside the reeds between there and the lakeshore, it's quite calm. It allows particularly the bird life and biodiversity to exist where before there was very little.
If you can see behind me, there is quite a bay that was never like that. It was always, if you can see out where the reeds are, that's about where it was. That's where it was straight, and that's where the land went to. And that's where there was wetlands, where swans bred. Now it's not there anymore. And so we're going to reintroduce that. We're going to make it better. When I first came, we had erosion problems, but the previous owner was putting tyres along the lake to stop the water from bashing against the soil and just eroding it away. It was the waves and the cattle walking in, it was their trough. A certain type of reed can be grown adjacent to the lake where the waves hit it, and when you stand there and watch, they hit it and then they just temper down and just drift into the side. So we did on the other side at Lake Albert, and now this is about 30 metres offshore, and now we've got old reeds blown through them and over the top that have landed in there. Now I've got kikuyu growing over those reeds. I'm gaining land now instead of losing land. Where I'm gaining land, I'm also gaining where swans lay their eggs, where there's breeding of fish. It's an amazing spot. You sit there on a day when it's calm and just watch the ecology growing there. And I want to reintroduce this to this side of my place. It's very important to me, and economy also, for us to be better farmers, we need that type of thing to grow. And for us to be responsible and make things better is very important for our farm and for the people of our district, because they all understand it too now. We're all in this boat and we want to make it better. And I think the whole of Australia wants to make it better, to understand that we're never going to take it back to what it was, but we can maintain it and make it better bit by bit.
That has added benefits of improving the wetland biodiversity of the area and also storing blue carbon in the lake bed. Well, blue carbon is carbon stored in marine ecosystems, which is primarily been estuaries and mangroves, seagrass beds, that kind of thing. And little effort's been put into the ability of freshwater ecosystems to store carbon. And it's the same principle, but just in a freshwater ecosystem. So, we believe that through planting these aquatic reeds that we'll be delivering the same response in storing carbon in the lake bed. This project's only possible through funding provided by BHP Olympic Dam and also the partnership with Coorong District Council and also the landholders involved, and that's the Angus family and the Mason family.